Hi guys, welcome back to Gearheads. Today on a different scenario, you're going to see for our B-roll, we are here with Hayden family. Hayden, thank you so much for joining me here, and Hayden father to join me too. To start it, how can you define sim racing on your words?
Well, motorsport is a lot of money. So in my eyes, I see it as the cheapest form of racing you can do because the sims, again, is so realistic now, and especially iRacing. They feel, well, not exactly the same because like you said, you don't feel where your bum is in the car, but you can feel the tyres, everything. So the cheapest form of racing you can do.
That's perfect. And Dad?
Yeah, my views have changed on Sims. I grew up playing Gran Turismo, love it, and for me it was all about
Like me,
the old
the
school way.
controllers.
But now it is, I'm sort of like realizing there's a new side to it now that is pretty cool, and especially when you watch the playback of it. I've researched things before, looked on YouTube, researched it, and then you realise 2 minutes in, I'm watching it's not real. I'm watching the sim version of it, not a real footage of a tracks.
Yeah, even by pictures.
Yeah.
If you look on the pictures from Gran Turismo, I don't know if you saw the Drive 60 when they had a segment about that where they show pictures in LA of one guy with a Lexus, and after the same picture on Gran Turismo, and you cannot by naked eye you scroll it and you think they are the same picture. So let's start on the first segment with Aiden. Aiden is 15 years old and now is jumping on motorsport. Which categories are you choosing?
Rallycross.
Rallycross. And why Rallycross?
Well, it's one of the cheapest motorsport seasons to do. And it's different because a lot of it's just road racing, really. But Rallycross, you've got dirt, you've got jumps, concrete, and it's very different to take endurance, for example. It's 24 hours Rallycross, so 24 hours, it's just about survival towards the start of the race. But Rallycross is just 5 laps or 6, just full attack. So that's why I like it, because I like to just win. I don't like to lose. So just full attack, no hanging back, just go. Yeah.
But why Rallycross, for example, in sim racing? We don't have so many great titles in Rallycross. iRacing is doing it, but it's not the same. So that's why I want to understand why Rallycross instead of going to a circuit or an open wheeler.
Well, I'd love to.
Okay.
But
budget-wise,
yeah. And yeah, it's just different. It's better. Well, I haven't driven open wheel and single seaters before, or proper GT3s and stuff. But from what I've done at Anglesey, it feels amazing.
Was your first experience on track with a real car, or you had already some experience?
Well, I'd done drifting when I was 12, but second gear stuff, never been out of third before.
It's normal.
And first time on a track, came out of the pit lane into second, and it was just brilliant. And then there's a long straight after the first hairpin. When you come out of the pits, there's one corner, and there's this long right-hander, flat through there, and then there's a long straight, and I got to, I want to say around 140 kilometers an hour. It was just brilliant.
And I'm terrified watching this, by the way.
Yeah, I believe it. Because the car is already 1.3, no? That's what we speak with your father.
Yeah,
so it's already, even for training,
car.
it's already, okay, it's a big jump. But I want to understand the sim racing as a tool. So how you are using sim racing as a tool on the moment?
Well, before my Anglesey test, I went on a Assetto Corsa, and I went on Google and I searched for mods for Anglesey and Suzuki Swift Rallycross cars. And I'd done a lot of prep on that. And I feel like if I didn't have my sim, I wouldn't be anywhere as good as I was at Anglesey. So I feel like it's helped me a lot. Trail braking.
I can agree. I can relate to it because I went before my operation to Truxton. Was offered to go to Truxton, and we were just doing with Alpines. But you have a person on the side. There's a lot of cars on the track. You cannot go. But I had the risk of losing my arm. Was there a formula Renault. They if I pay it, I would allow to go, so I jump it, and I say I try not Factor 2 because it's where the Truxton is an official, and prepare me so much for like you say, the way where you want to enter, where you have to exit, the way that the car was behaved. The realism is so huge for us that are jumping on the car that we never drive. I think raise a lot of things.
I suppose you're not wasting time in learning the track.
Exactly.
You're wasting time on your sim to learn it, which isn't
like
costing you anything. Yeah.
You know, you have a little bit of a deja vu, like you know already. Oh, I already know where I need to go. I know where I need to prep. But in terms of sim racing, what you have now as equipment at home?
I have a Track Racer TR80 Lite and a PC with 3070.
Okay.
So it's good FPS. And then I've got the Thrustmaster Gran Turismo. Was it the Gran Turismo edition?
Yeah, the GT steering wheel.
Yeah, the same one I have.
Yeah,
The GT1.
and then
so.
She pinched off of me, but
and then the Thrustmaster TCLMs.
Okay, there's the same pedal that I have at home at the moment. I never have there the Moses and Fanatec, but I'm honest, Fanatec is still in the box. I didn't open yet. I'm a little bit afraid of opening and everything because Trustmaster is, people have a bad rep with Trustmaster, but I think for as a training and as a expensive comparing with the other material, you save some money and you already can prepare yourself for sim racing. And sometimes you don't need to spend so much money in good equipment. You just need to learn how to optimize your equipment. And then sim racing career, how is going?
Brilliant. So, as you know about the Forest Motorsport esports team, that's set up now. The first esports race with them is the Daytona 24, January 19th.
Yeah.
LMP2.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. And then I'm doing all the special events with them. But Graham's hopefully expanding it. So upstairs is going to be a more proper driver training esports room. So that'll be good.
But in terms of milestones, where do you think that you're going to be with the Rallycross?
I want to get far, and I feel like I can.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can do well with it. And I want to eventually get into the supercars, but
depending.
Yeah. It's cheap and easy and simple. Well, fairly cheap and easy and simple at the moment.
Yeah, but you saw that already, even in Germany, they are using now some racing series halfway on the sim and halfway on motorsport on tracks, just to save a little bit and be more economic for everyone. So probably is something that you can have a look. I think it's coming. I saw today email Motorsport UK is doing the 300 Silverstone. So yeah, they're gonna open to 300 Silverstone and are racing. So it could be something for motorsport to join to Forest Motorsport. I think.
I saw in lockdown NASCAR when they stopped, they carried on with their championship on the sim, and I'm sure that they actually added points from the sim that the drivers got onto the actual championship. Yeah. So that was.
It's a good series if you want to have a look, because they have even like the way that they do American football with college levels and the professional level. So young kids, they are going to the E-Series Coca-Cola and they have a chance to get sponsors, and while they doing on a young age. So it's quite interesting the way that they're doing that, but the numbers in terms of YouTube views is not great. Part of the Formula One that have 600,000 views on their sim racing championship. The rest, unfortunately, die a little bit.
That's what I like about iRacing, because they have the Porsche Cup championship, the NASCAR championship, which you were just saying about. They've just started an IMSA one. All of them, the winner, $200,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of money involved in some good categories, like the Porsche Cup, as you say. Diogo Pinto was with the podcast with us, and the prize that he gets when he was a champion in 2022 was really, really good. And even after the ESL with the Rennsport, the money involved is crazy on prizes, so can help a lot on your career. But we need to check where you want to go, because I want to know if you feel that sim racing can make you progress in motorsport, or can create a barrier on the progression.
I feel like it can.
You feel that's going to help you always progressing?
Yeah. Because it's very realistic now.
I think it will be even more realistic soon. I think the jump that we have, like your father say, I was the same thing. 20 years ago, controller. Even 10 years ago, I had a small wheel, a Thrustmaster, but
No force feedback.
Exactly. I remember my first two. I told it already in the podcast. First wheel I received on Christmas. New Year, we have a party in my home with the closest friend of my father. It was just a couple, and we put there to play Gran Turismo 2. The guy is quite strong. He just turned it, and the wheel broke straight away. The plastics broke, so the wheel survived five days, and was this one. So now for the same amount of money, you get good wheels like Thrustmaster. I have it for 3 years. I think probably yours will be quite similar times, and they keep doing it. They are really, really good. But now let's go for the mini game.
Ooh. Got a hairpin there.
I think I know it, but I'm not listening.
The next one?
Yeah.
Skip it. Rallycross.
Is it?
Sometimes in Scotland.
Ooh. It's one you want to go to a lot.
I know it.
You know it? Say the name.
Knockout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one. Belgium.
Oh.
Endurance. Is.
Zolder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Oh. Anglesey.
Next one. Finish. Check Republic.
Mm-mm. Do you know it?
No, I don't know it.
Move to the next one. I'll go for the cars. Which car?
Corvette.
Yeah. The next one.
Ford GT. The Formula Renault 3.5.
Is that the World Series car?
Yeah.
Then the nice MX-5 caps.
Yeah.
They're great fun.
Easy.
That's what I won my first race on the sim, actually.
Finish.
The Cadillac Series
You don't remember the name?
VTR.
How are you feeling with the minigame?
Good, it was fun.
It was fun?
Yeah.
Break a little ice?
Yeah.
You think you're going to beat your father?
Yeah.
But let's now jump a little bit on the father. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
You probably have one of the coolest jobs that we might think, no? I think Hayden agree, no?
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Explain a little bit what consists your job.
So I'm technically a safety advisor,
Okay.
but I work with films and motorsport as a car track motorsport related advisor in the movie industry and in motorsport as well. And I love cars,
Okay.
so it kind of works great.
That involve like the stunts? You prepare the stunts while all they're going to happen?
Yeah, so I will work with the stunt team, and you'll have
Okay.
the stunt coordinator, and I'll work with the stunt coordinator on the behind the scenes, how we're doing what we're doing. So I'll kind of like be integrated within that stunt team and work with some top stunt coordinators, and I'll look after the safety, and then they'll look after the stunt choreography. In between us, it just works really well, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
You work with the Gran Turismo. That was one of the last ones. And
Yeah.
That's why we want to have you on the podcast too. How you see that jump of the sim racing world to the movie?
Yeah, so it opened my eyes to it quite a lot. I will listen to the experts that I get to work with, and when I've got pro racing drivers that will tell me that time on the sim helps, then I'll be like, wow, okay. So if that's what they're saying, then I'll kind of like take that on board, sort of thing.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of the racing drivers that I work with are just like Craig Dolby, Duncan Tappy, Jan Mardborough.
Yeah.
the sim is it works. If they're saying that, then I'm going to listen to them, definitely.
Yeah, and you think that help you to open a little bit the eyes for what Hayden can progress with the sim?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah, definitely. Just that feel, and I think, as we were saying with his Rallycross, when he's in the car, it's different. It's a different feeling. But to certainly learn things, and I'm nowhere near as advanced on a sim as Hayden is and as these other guys are, but they understand that, and I think the force feedback is such a big thing as well, and the way that the pedals are working now to give you that feel, it's definitely giving people that awareness of things.
Yeah, because we were speaking about not being the same when you speak about not the feeling on the bum, but I think the young generation, probably Aiden will agree with me, they adapt themselves more faster than you and me will adapt to the sim. So I think they can interpret the inputs of the sim probably better than you and me will adapt. So I think for them works even higher as a tool of training than will be for you and me, because for you and me, we sit down, we are dependent on our five senses, the vision, the touch, the sense of move, and I think they can already cut one of them when they are on the sim and adapt. And we see that with Max Verstappen using the sim a lot, and after on the other side, Lewis Hamilton don't want to be near the sim,
no.
because he said that he lose a little bit of the senses.
Yeah, and it's safer for them as well. It's safer that they will learn their mistakes. It's more cost efficient for the teams to practice on the sim and then go and do it in the cars.
But you touched something important, was open your eyes for the sim racing. Can you elaborate that? Can you explain us how open the eyes?
Yeah, it's like there's a project we're doing at the moment, and a lot of the training for that is done on a sim. And I was quite surprised. I was like, really? But I say, when I've got these racing drivers saying that sim, that time spent is going to hugely help, then that's like, great, that's going to work for me in my job, where I've got to assess the risks of what we're doing. And they're saying that time on the sim to learn the tracks, to learn the feel for the car, to even practice. If we're doing a movie scene and we're like, the stunt coordinator will have a choreographed chase sequence on a track, they can all rehearse it on a sim first, and then go and do it for real when it's there. So yeah, it's kind of like, in the industry that I'm in, it's sim racing, and even just access to a sim is certainly helping with things.
Yeah, because before we jump on the podcast, you were talking that now the last movie you've been involved was with Brad Pitt. If you are allowed to discuss,
Yeah.
I don't know if you are allowed to discuss.
No, we can
but
talk a bit
you
about
said
it.
that Brad Pitt was using the sims as a training.
Yeah,
And that's quite interesting. Because for you drive a F1 car, you need to have the F1 super license, no? And if the F1 super license will come to everyone.
Yeah.
So you think that is hours on the sim count for the super license in some way? I don't know. I'm just question.
I think the way it's worked on that project, because the Hollywood actors strikes, we had to cease filming, and obviously next year it's going to restart. But the time we did spend on the film, he was spending time on a sim learning things. From my side, again, from the safety side of it, it's great because he's learning things first on a sim, and the stunt team are rehearsing things and choreographing on a sim before we go and do it dangerously at speed at 100 and whatever miles an hour. So that's where sims are amazing for that, because we can learn and practice and keep things safe before we then go out, even if it's just a few laps before they go on the track.
Yeah,
it really helps.
That's and now looking to Hayden, how you see that Hayden gonna progress with the sim racing to the motorsport? Where do you think gonna be the biggest barriers, and where he can shine?
I think he's got a big shock coming. I think I used to think I was like really fast in the car, just being a bit naughty on the roads and stuff like that. And then when I started doing track days, I realised, and like tarmac rallying as well, used to do tarmac rallying, I was so slow. I was nowhere near these top people. So when I started competing in tarmac rallying, it was quite a humbling experience to suddenly realise that I'm not anywhere near as fast as I need to be. I might feel like I'm fast on a back country lane or somewhere, but then jumping into it, and the difficulty I think that Hayden and youngsters starting to make that jump into motorsport is you don't get a massive amount of test time. You need a lot of money to hire a venue to go and test for real in the car. Whereas these youngsters, they're not having time driving around I drive every day. We drive, it's what we do. So we're kind of used to the feel of driving a car on the roads, whereas they've got to go straight onto a track. His first time driving is on a racetrack. I think it's going to be more difficult when he learns to drive, because he's going to have so many bad habits. So that's going to be more difficult than driving on a track racing.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this fact, but the MotoGP, Miguel Oliveira is a Portuguese driver, number 88. Until recently, he didn't have a motor license to drive on the street. So he was a MotoGP winner because he won a race before he had his driving license. And Max Verstappen, the same thing. I think when he went to, he didn't have the driving license, so and he was fast. And Max is an example of sim can help him a lot. I think is the way that he's driving sim racing and understanding that is very good. But Hayden, how is you with the data? Do you use the data as a training? You don't use the data from the sim racing as a training? How you handle that?
I don't really take my time to look at it. But I have telemetry and stuff set up, so I can see my trail braking and throttle and stuff like that to see where I can gain time. And whenever I'm practicing a track, so take Daytona for example, there's a 24-hour in January. I try to get 24 hours of practice in for a 24-hour race. So I'll always have the telemetry on for that and the delta timing on, so I can see where I can find time, where I'm maybe not getting enough exit speed, where I'm not trail braking enough, where I'm not keeping the weight right.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
And went back to Agnes. Was just tarmac, or you jump a little bit on dirty?
It was just tarmac.
Just tarmac. So you think the physics was what you were expecting from the sim to the actual car, or was a big shock in some parts?
Well, the track was a bit greasy because in the morning it had been raining. Yeah. But it slowly stopped throughout the day. But it was a bit similar. Okay. Because the way my dad was saying it wouldn't be the same, I felt it a bit similar. Okay. But I wouldn't say it was the exact same, because obviously you don't feel the vibrations and everything else. But it did feel similar.
You know, when about halfway through, when you went out with Mark and he actually said that you were getting understeer, that when you first felt that feeling, have you ever felt that on a sim? That when you went to steer and have you ever felt that? Because to me, I would feel that understeer.
Because I think you are like me. We are waiting. Yeah. We are waiting for the back of the car or the tires
and we can feel that lightness. But was that a new feeling that you've not felt on a sim before?
I can feel when I'm going to get under and oversteer on a sim, but was
visual,
different.
No? That's the visual part.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't. Yeah. On the sim, it's visual. I can see that I'm getting understeer. All right. But in real life, I can feel it. So maybe you're right on that one.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. The series which he's entering is just one tyre for everything. Okay. So it's literally that tyre. You're going on gravel, you're going on tarmac. It's wet and dry. It's just one cut slick. And obviously he was on the track in the wet with this cut slick. You'd never, and I think a lot of the idea with that, with the championship, which we'll learn as we go into it, I think is to keep them safe, because they actually can't go flat out because they're not on wets. So it's almost, and it keeps the cost down as well, which makes it fair for everyone as well. So it's that's why I'm quite looking forward to the championship, just making it's not about something as much money as they can to get the expensive tyres and this. It's just simplified.
Even comparing, for example, with the Clio Cup or the MX5 Cups, you think did Rallycross still more cheaper?
If he doesn't crash the car, yes. If he doesn't crash or break the car, it's going to be a lot simpler and cheaper.
Yeah. You will not crash. I think I saw Hayden driving, not on real, but I saw some clips of Hayden driving at Forest Motorsport when he was trying the rally, when the Grand Prix rally. And, with 15 years old, I could not make a Hilto. I will not even remember how to do the Hilto, but from the financial part, how you think that sim racing is helping you? Which ways?
I think the main thing is going to be if he's learning the track, it's less in the chance of him going off. Perfect. Which is certainly going to help things on the finances. I mean, we're lucky because it is a very entry-level championship. We're on eBay, we're on Facebook Marketplace. This weekend we're going to go and pick up a spare bumper. We've got 2 wings because there's a Suzuki Swift someone's breaking it for parts not far away. So from that side of it, we can save some cost in, hopefully, because it's time on a sim and let him to learn everything. But I think when he goes into his first actual race, you've got a load of other cars around you. And these guys are going to have done it a lot more years than he has, a lot more experience. I said to him on the way home from his test at Anglesey, it's going to be at twice that speed with 5, 6, 7 other cars around you.
But I think the adrenaline will jump, and after we don't remember. I think that's because you don't track days, that what we think outside when we arrive there completely goes away. We forgot.
He's going to have a sticker on his dash that says, what's it going to say?
Protect the car and protect yourself.
Protect yourself and protect the car. He's saying about he wants to go for it and stuff like that. It's going to be very humbling. What I want him to do is to just finish. Even if you come last, just finish and enjoy.
Yeah,
enjoy it.
First seasons, take it slowly, I think.
Yeah. When I used to do rallying, my aim was to finish the rally. I knew I was never going to win it. Just wanted to finish. And sometimes I'd even split single venue rallies. I'd even split the wrong way so I could go out again. I'd get really bad time. It's fun. I'm not going to be able to compete against someone in a 200 grand WRC car. So
and rally, which categories you done?
So that was single venue tarmac.
Okay.
So we built our own cars back. This was 20 years ago.
Okay.
Built a Mark II Escort, built an XR2 Fiesta from road cars, and it was just fun. It was great single venue rallying. It was great. It was before he was born.
I'm the opposite.
You went circuit.
I want to win.
But you don't want to go for rally. You want to go circuit.
I like to. Well,
I think he's quite lucky with your car logbook.
Oh yeah. So with the car, it came with a logbook, one for Rallycross. Well, 2 logbooks, one for Rallycross and one for Rally. So.
Yeah, it wouldn't take long to put lights in it, second seat, intercom, and you can enter a stage rally in it.
Okay.
But having been there, trees either side of you, lots to hit. Let's just stay on big open circuits.
And as a cost, it's very hard to know.
Yeah.
I like the thought of racing other people as well, because rally, it's just you really. Well, you're against other people, but not on the track. I like to race against other cars.
Okay. And in terms of sim racing, you will keep progressing on sim racing. You think you can make, if motorsport don't work the way that you pretend, you will keep sim racing as an option?
Yeah, 100%. I'll always do it.
Are you feeling father?
Yeah, sim racing is a lot more cost efficient than other rallying. But yeah, I just think the Rallycross is just, and for me as well, it's quite cool. When I saw him leaving the pit lane for the first time in a real car, and one of my mates was the person who was coaching him.
I knew the track more than him because I'd been on the sim and he didn't even know the track.
But it's just cool just seeing it. And I think when we get to compete next year, it's just going to be really, really cool to see him at a Rallycross, because one of the rounds is the same weekend as World Rallycross, isn't it? Is that still the one? Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. So it's like the same weekend.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Going to be nervous.
Yeah. It's proper cool.
I even don't know which Rallycross cars are for this season. Which one going to be 208 Peugeot?
I don't know who's got. So the World Rallycross, I used to work on it years ago.
Yeah.
But now I don't know which works.
So they're going electric, no?
Well, it's all quite confusing with how it is, and obviously there was that incident that happened earlier on in the year with the fire as well. So I'm a bit behind on how it's all going ahead for next year. But it's
I think it's Volkswagen are in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Peugeot.
The Peugeot, they have I don't know if they moved to the 308 or if they still have the 20.
Yeah.
208.
Is it still the Hanson family that are doing it?
Yeah. Kevin and.
Oh, it was a long time ago, and I was there. Yeah.
I know Kevin Hansen.
Is he doing it?
Yeah, he's still doing it.
Right.
And then his brother as well.
Okay.
And then there's a father and son in the British Rallycross. Patrick O'Donovan and Ollie O'Donovan. Patrick won the championship this season.
Yeah, Solberg was doing quite well too.
Yeah.
I think now his son is trying the rally. Once again, he's go to that's way difficult to the WRC1. But I think is go WRC2 and drifting. I want to touch on that because young generation they go crazy with drifting. Is a point for you too, or was just for fun?
It was mainly fun.
Okay.
Because the car, we bought it and it was a hill climb car, an hill climb car, so it was really grippy. So the first time I took it out, I couldn't really get it sideways properly, could I? No. And I don't know if it could have been me, but I tried everything and I could get it sideways on some bits, but I never really thought of it as competing.
Okay.
Because drifting's tandems and stuff. I never thought that I would be doing that. I sort of saw it as just a bit of fun, but then when lockdown hit, it just got put away and then never came out. But then I got my sim, and that just motivated me again.
We're quite lucky because we bought this MX-5 at the start of lockdown, this ex-hill climb car. Then we rebuilt it, and a friend of mine has a venue which we can borrow. Well, we went to Thruxton because we know the guys at Thruxton, so we could use the paddock there for him to learn how to drive. They went to this venue, D-Pad, which a friend of mine, Matt, runs up in Northamptonshire, and he let us just hire that venue. So that was just a chance for him just to feel car control and slide it around and stuff and do donuts, and it was great. And then he was going to enter Formula Grid, Formula G. But then Motorsport UK changed the rules on youngsters competing, and they couldn't use an MX-5 anymore, which was a shame because that's what we built, and that's what loads of youngsters were using. For someone under 17, it had to be originally a 4-seater car and a solid roof. Oh yeah, and 2 litres and a solid roof. So an MX-5 couldn't compete, and we just built this MX-5.
And normally MX-5s are more accessible in parts and everything.
And it was like safer, less power. You could technically compete in a Ken Block WRX car because that's got a solid roof, 2-litre engine, and was originally 4 seats, but not an MX-5 that cost us £2,000. They're tempted to go and find the next.
That's quite funny.
Yeah. So then we had to change plan, and obviously because of lockdown happened, so the MX-5 we've still got it. We're selling it at the moment, but then it's kind of like going across to the Rallycross.
I do want to compete in Formula G next year though, but in the Suzuki Swift Rallycross car that I have currently. Just for more experience, and because I've watched Gymkhana for a while, the Ken Block files especially, they're good.
But in terms of iRacing, there's a lot of options on UK for you get opportunity to go for open wheeler or something. So consider the F4 on iRacing is good. The skip barber that I told your father, Diogo Pinto won last year, and that will take him to go to the skip barber school for a season. So think on that. Don't keep iRacing outside of.
I'm doing the F4 season.
Try because I think it can be complementary of what you're doing, and can open the doors, and training you. You never know because someone can see that you are fast, can give you opportunity. I think don't put away the sim these days because. I know I'm like you, if I had the option to go real motorsport, we want to go real motorsport. Yeah. But I think these days we have to keep the 2 birds on the hand, don't let it go just for one side.
That's great though, because for years motorsport to compete, especially single-seater, an open wheel, you need money. And everyone that's got somewhere, look at all the people on the F1 grid, they've all got massively wealthy parents that have helped them get there. So it doesn't make it fair. There could be some amazing drivers that have never had the opportunity, which is why Jan's story was so great. Because Sims gave people an opportunity come from a normal background to have a go for real.
And they'd have never
and they'd have never got that experience, because that's the thing, F1 is not inclusive financially for people that haven't come from massively wealthy parents. Look at all the people on the grid.
No, it is.
And I think that's where I know that Hamilton's really into the promoting all types of inclusivity, and I think that's another thing that needs to be looked at, how someone can have an opportunity that hasn't got Lawrence Stroll as their dad, for example.
But I know what you mean with Lance Stroll, and I keep saying this one sometimes to friends. I think in one way he's good that Lance Stroll is on F1. Look how many jobs his father is giving to people on Aston Martin.
I think it's great.
Aston Martin now as a team even outside of F1, it's such a big team. I think they are developing great cars. Even the Aston Martin these days, they look good. I think the new Aston Martins, they are pretty. Your father have a couple of car collections on his on his grid.
If people moan about like Lance Stroll, it's like he's still an F1 driver. He's still got there. He's still got the license. He's not last. He's pretty good.
In one way, I think his father love him, but I don't know in which way his father gonna let him drive if he's financial a burden.
Yeah,
you know, we're gonna be a day that his father gonna say, look, he's not working. And I think even if Lance Stroll leave F1, I don't think his father would leave F1 in some way. I think he's putting so much money on Aston Martin. Probably could sell it, you know, we never know. Yeah. But I think he's putting so much money. And in terms of sim racing, just to finish, have you guys saw the new ProDrive sim rig?
I've not. So
ProDrive developed a new sim rig with a 49-inch OLED Samsung inside, and it's crazy how ProDrive is shifting from motorsport to sim racing. Yeah, they developed the first rig. I don't know if the wheelbase or anything is designed by them or with other brands. I didn't Google 100%, but I saw the advertisement for the first one.
Have you seen about the Racing Prodigy?
Yeah, you see, that's a good.
That's another thing.
That's a good championship.
What's that?
So it's an open sim racing championship in different games. So they have two iRacing, Race Room, R Factor 2. I don't know if it was a Assetto Corsa. I don't think what Assetto Corsa was. Well, I don't remember. So, and people setting the times, and after the fasters have the opportunity to go and drive the radicals.
A bit like GT Academy.
Okay. Like a GT Academy. Yeah. But like your father said, Max Verstappen is creating his way. His team is coming.
Yeah, that's we saw
Portimao, the 296.
Yeah, he tested it the other day, didn't he?
Yeah. And he have I always used to say, father, he have the sim rig on his airplane.
Yeah.
You know how crazy it is. You go when your airplane everywhere, and he's jumping on the rig.
Yeah, I've seen about that. But Racing Prodigy, I think it's really good.
Yeah, and I think the UK motorsport.uk, I think they will do something more with sim racing. I said, the 300 Silverstone is coming.
So they've got someone at Motorsport UK now who is in charge of sim racing for Motorsport UK. And I had a chat with him a couple of months ago online because I hope that it doesn't bring too much formality because motorsport is so formal. And like rallying, the reason why I went from rallying to track days, because it's just, I go to track day, I can go and have something to eat, I can go back on track for a bit, it's great. And I just hope with sim racing, which is, yes, you've got the competitions, but I hope the Motorsport UK don't make it too formal and too, licensing and even cost money to enter. And so I hope it's kept easy for people to access. And I
think, for example, on motorsport.uk, they have that if you are a membership for 1 year, I think it's £25 that you pay. Or 29 pounds, I don't remember.
The RS license is this?
No, they give you 1 year of the subscription of iRacing.
Graham put it on the group, didn't he?
Yeah. So if you are already a member of them, you already have 1 year of iRacing.
Which
with
is
the F4. I think
$110.
Exactly. So they are already doing something accessible. And when we went with ADAC, they was there. I didn't know them, so I was a little bit afraid of approach. I'm a little bit because when you don't know the people, I'm from UK too. No, I'm a little bit cold feet. Probably I should approach them. But it's quite interesting what they are doing without putting a big money. So they are already given the option of getting membership for there and be cheaper for us. Sorry for that. Cheaper for us to go on the actual sim racing. So let's hope. And I say the Silverstone 300 is coming. Have a look on them because I think 3.5 to be professional on the professional category.
Wow.
Amateurs, we don't need nothing. Okay. So it could be something that Forest Motorsport could do.
Yeah.
And the 24 hours Daytona, you guys gonna drive everyone on Graham or everyone on their own?
Well, we were supposed to do the Petit Le Mans earlier this year, but we were going to do that at Graham's, but then one of our drivers had uni and he had work to do, so he couldn't make it. So then there was just 2 of us, but then the race would have finished at 1 a.m, so it would have been a struggle getting home. But this year for Daytona, we all have rigs at home, so I think we're doing that at home. But we do want to do a race there, but it probably wouldn't be a 24-hour. It'd be more like the Watkins Glen 6 hours or something.
There's a lot of options on iRacing for competition, and I think Graham have the. For people that don't know the Graham, he's been on our podcast already for 2 episodes, and he helps a lot. I think Graham have the right mentality. Just sometimes it's too many things on his hands to deal, and it's difficult.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I messaged him about it. I think he'd always wanted to start some sort of team.
Yeah, that was the first plan.
But he'd always been busy. So I messaged him and I said I could run it for you. So Sam and I, you know Sam Donegan. Sam and I, we've set it up. Sam's made the liveries. He's put your logo on there. So Sam's helping a lot. Sam's doing a lot for it. But we're trying to get more drivers in.
And if you have a dream setup, what would be? In
Triple
SimRacing?
monitors.
Triple monitors, okay. Any special size?
Just a 32-inch, probably.
Okay.
The TR160, I think it's called, from Track Racer.
Okay.
I've always wanted a, the cube controls wheel with the dash.
Okay.
I've always wanted one of them. And then I forgot who make them. The wheelbases, but...
SimCube?
Yeah, SimCube.
Okay.
And then one of them. And then the active pedals as well. But if I could choose a dream rig, I'd obviously take them. But I don't know if they would be worth the buy.
I think for the money that you spend on active pedals, you can get your Rallycross
exactly
more upgrades.
Is it really that necessary to feel?
I just try them because, like I say, I cannot be doing so much sim racing this year with the treatments and everything. Sometimes low energy. Sim racing is getting, some webs. There are a lot of cobwebs around.
Have you tried them?
I tried them. I will try them on the ADAC Sim Expo.
Are they good?
Asher Racing, they have them there, and yeah, they are cool. We're gonna try them with Nate. That will come to the podcast later, and we'll try his van as we speak it. But it's $6,000. I don't know. I understand for the brake. I understand for the brake.
Yeah.
But after for accelerator, I think.
Yeah.
When it comes to real cars, we don't have so much string on the accelerator. No, sometimes
that's
quite
what I was
soft.
wondering. When you went out for the first time on the track in the Rallycross car, the pedals on that compared to pedals on sim on the rig, is there a difference?
Yeah.
What's better?
The real car.
Why?
Well, the pedals that I have, they're £200. They're not.
Yeah, that's TCL.
They're nothing special. And the brake,
I know
it just stops, doesn't it? Even with the springs, it doesn't slowly. Oh, it slowly does, but it just stops. In a real car,
you have more travel.
You have more travel, and it just slowly fade. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it slowly stops. It doesn't just stop like the TCLMs. And then the throttle, more travel.
Yeah, I think that the active pedal, they'll simulate more that part, so you have, like I say, you have more travel. Because I have the same set of pedals, and I don't feel the brake, because sometimes I feel the brake very hard, and you lock up. So I like to have a little bit more, like you say, more travel, more realism. I like my brake to have a little bit more feeling, and I can press the 50%, 60% more.
I prefer more travel.
Did you, on the accelerator, obviously the sim rig will have the noise, but the vibration from the real engine, is that when you're accelerating in a Rallycross car, you're getting vibration and feeling and like the car's shaking sort of thing? Is that?
Yeah. When I pulled away, because on the sim, obviously you don't feel the biting point and stuff like that.
No, that's a good point.
But yeah, I could feel the vibration coming out of the tight hairpin at the top. Coming out of there, I could definitely feel a difference than the sim.
Yeah, from my experience, it's more the sense of movement that we don't have on the sim. But when it comes, for example, from hands, vibration and everything, you can get already quite accurate. And the visual, of course, is depending of how we measure. Some people need the VR. I'm like you. I have one screen, and for me, it's already enough to feel myself on and immerse myself on the car. No, for us, it's more. But yeah, I agree with you. It's just more the movement. But there's already options for that. You have the seats, as you know, if you have the haptic seat. So it's a cushion
Yeah,
that
I've
you
seen
put on
them.
on your back that give us a little bit of sense of movement. So that can already help.
You've got the butt kickers as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that you can upgrade it.
But it's money.
Exactly. And all the money go to Rallycross.
Yeah.
How much will be the cost of a season, just roughly?
So we've bought the car, and obviously we're selling it as MX-5, which means the money from that is going to pay for the car pretty
Okay,
much.
that's
So the car
good.
was like 6,750. It's a car competed this year. The guy's come to the end. He's moving up a class, so we've got that. To actually compete, we're obviously trying to get sponsorship as well. I've told him I'll help him some of it, but he's got to get the sponsorship. He's got to find ways, if it's working and like doing the other stuff he does, to get the money to go towards it. Because part of motorsport and part of where I've seen my friends that compete in motorsport, it's not just about going fast. It's about marketing and sponsorship. And I always say that Bagsy, who's one of the drifters for Monster, is a perfect example of if you market yourself right and get out there and get seen everywhere and go everywhere, you can get the sponsors in to build 1,000 horsepower
be more
drift cars
active on
and do
social
it.
media,
Yeah.
I think, like your father speaking, having your girlfriend as a pit crew, can do some small shorts, sometimes helps to reach the brands, create some followers.
It's all about making a brand.
From our part not only on the podcast, on my part, I will anything I can always help. I'm always helping. So I will go to some events if you want. Put your name on my cards or your name on the shirts. I'm always open for that because I'm seeing you there after. For me, I can make some footage. I can do some content and I can help you. So this is what I can offer. I cannot offer money, unfortunately. I would like to help a lot of you guys because I know there's a lot of talent there, and sometimes we need to think that talent need help. So for my part,
but that's great because you can use that. You can say that this video has had X amount of views online. You can go to sponsors and prove. I think the problem is, and we're saying about him, not crashing. If he bins the car and writes it off, that's it. We can't afford another one. So it's a gamble. And I know that he wants to be competitive, but it's just about having fun and just trying to get through there and seeing what sponsorship we can get and going from there. And fingers crossed.
Can drive the McLaren.
yeah, that's never going to happen. Well, we were joking, weren't we, about him doing 100 in it, maybe on a one-way or something. Well,
yeah, 720, no?
Yeah, 720S.
And the Ferrari, which one you?
So the Ferrari is the Speciale, the 458 Speciale, which is, I've never bought a car to make money. I buy cars because I love them. But for the first time ever,
I think it's investment.
It goes up and up without even, and it's a shame because I haven't bought it as an investment, but it's like, it's great because I've finally got a car that I'm not losing money on. But I think it will come to a stage where I don't have a pension or anything. And I might have to be sensible at some stage and sell it, but it's just, and they're two totally different cars.
Yeah. Have you been?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one you prefer?
Well, the McLaren's quicker.
Yeah, the McLaren's 250 horsepower more.
The thing with McLaren is people don't realize how quick they are. They are beasts. They are underrated beasts.
And it's almost embarrassing for McLaren because people were spending $1.5 million on a P1. People then go and buy 720 for like a sixth of the price. Yeah. And it's doing the ring at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a bit awkward, really, if you're a McLaren salesman. But 720 on a track day is absolutely epic.
You'll be taking your track day?
Yeah.
Ooh, I would be afraid.
It's
take it on the road.
Yeah, I'm quite sensible. I always get tuition as well because having an instructor is so important. So I always get tuition through Caitlin. What's her surname? Caitlin Wood. She does like track days. She used to be Formula W. And she does a lot of track day tuition, and she'd always do instruction for me every time. Mm-hmm. But I always say the most dangerous lap is when the instructor gets out.
Oh yeah, because you've learned it. Get overconfident.
So let's go out. You're suddenly lighter. You've got cold tires, and now you're going out.
Yeah,
and it's like, but
I think he's overconfident.
Yeah,
You think you're going to do the same thing?
yeah. I have track day insurance.
Oh, okay.
So and I wouldn't, although it's designed for it, I wouldn't take the Speciale on a track day.
Okay.
Because I love that car, and I'd be so gutted. And it's such a special car within Ferrari as well. I'm not saying I'd be fine to smash up the 720.
Yeah.
But I can insure the 720, and it's more of a tool, whereas the Speciale is it's a passionate thing. It's hard, what it is.
You know?
Yeah,
it's like having a Zonda. If I have a Pagani, I don't know. I would like to go around, but I will not pull him on a track there because it's such an iconic car, such a art piece.
Yeah, it's a piece of art. But the 720, the Speciale, that is the last V8 non-turbo, non-hybrid Ferrari track car. That's it. There will never be. That's the last.
You think we don't want to go back?
No, it's never going to happen. That is the last Ferrari.
I have some confidence that this new biodiesel and the diesel used by Vettel when they use on the Williams when they come here to the Goodwood. I hope that we can go back even on I-class cars like F1.
Yeah.
The F1 can go back to the V8s or V10s.
Man. Screaming away. Yeah. Not was it Williams 2010 Williams? The noise that makes is
because you didn't live that, and you need to live that.
I've heard them, but I've never watched them race.
Yeah, I think.
And I've seen videos of them before the start on the red lights before the green light. The noise they make. Mental.
But like NASCAR, that's Daytona 500.
I would love to go to a big NASCAR event or Indianapolis. I think even IndyCar. I think the Americans when they do this, they do way better sometimes than we do. And
we ended up saving all of our air miles because I was using the credit card for everything. Saved up the air miles.
It was going to be for a family holiday.
Yeah, we ended up with us two just going to Daytona. But it's like Daytona 500 was the greatest motorsport event, better than Formula One, better than everything. But it's
people underestimate it as well because they just go, it's just turning left, but it's not.
No,
it's so good. You have
it's so many things around.
You have to watch it.
Yeah, and it's like you say, it's not elitist. When it comes to F1, it's even for the people that are going to see. The prices they are these days and everything is quite hard.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, I don't know the price of NASCAR, but I presume
it was about £48 a ticket.
Exactly. You see,
that's great visibility.
That mentality, that American mentality there, and you see that is affordable for everyone, and it's a sport for the people.
Yeah. And it's just the whole Americanness of it. Yeah. It's amazing.
Hooters.
Yeah. It's like 101,500 people just all there at Daytona. It's
because which one is Daytona? That is 140 or 180,000 the maximum capacity.
Well, Daytona's 110,500 I think it is, but
Indianapolis
is it's bonkers numbers, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's massive. Yeah.
It's like a country. a small European country.
And they're 240 miles an hour.
Yeah,
I think quicker than that.
Yeah,
I think they've gone to 260 before.
Yeah, because NASCAR's limited with the restrictor plates on the rear and stuff.
And the IndyCar, when it comes to, they have their own cars for oval, so they are open even more. I think they're crazy when you see these guys.
You see when the wheel came off and almost hit someone in the crowd.
That went
into
a
car park. Yeah. That's the basics of physics. It's you're not going to control
to finish the podcast, it's time for the father go to the quick challenge.
Right, here we go. Oh, what country is it in? I'm going to have to pass on that one. This one, I can't get any. It's not Monza.
No.
It's what's the other? Monza and the one that was cancelled this year.
No, not that one.
It's not that one.
Quite similar, but it's not that one.
I don't know. I did loads of stuff in Italy as well. Have I been there? I don't know this one. Oh, I'm going to have to pass on that one. This one. Oh, I know this one off by heart. Hungaroring. Yeah. Yeah. This is, I've spent a lot of time there. Yeah. It's a great place. That's cool. This one is. Street Circuit. It's not a US one. Oh, it's Monaco.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know. I'm bad at guessing them. If you could show me, I spend my life in pit lanes. If you could show me a pit lane, I could always say. Okay. Oh, greatest film ever made. Days of Thunder, okay. Cold Trickle.
Next one. Like 5 seconds, but okay, I give you more time.
Bullet? Is it Bullet?
No.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yep.
I've never seen it. Le Mans, the original Le Mans. Yep. Oh, Gran Turismo. I can probably name who's in what car actually. Yeah. Yep. Oh, Talladega Nights, which is an amazing film. It's so good.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having you guys here on the podcast.
Thank
I
you
hope
very much.
it was the first experience for you, Hayden. I think for your father, he's used to cameras. Your father.
Yeah. I'm not normally in front of them though, but no, it's great.
No?
Thank you very much.
And I want to ask you, just to finish, what was your favorite car movie that you've been involved?
So, it's going to have to be two.
Okay.
So, Rush
Okay.
was amazing because Ron Howard was just wonderful to work with, and everyone just got into Formula One. There's such a story behind Formula One in the in that era. It's amazing. The stories behind it all are great. But Gran Turismo
F2B.
and everyone that worked on it, all the crew that worked on it, it was like we work on sort of like Fast and Furious and Bond and all this, the guys that I know we in motorsport. That movie was just this one time when all of us were on the same movie at the same time. Yeah. That's when he came out, he was like, it's just you and a load of mates. We're like, yeah.
Just driving race cars.
But it was a movie night like no other. We were just trusted to do it. And you think Sony, massive brand, the brand of PlayStation as well.
Funny, yeah.
The trust they're putting in to making a movie where it's not fake. It's 180 miles an hour every day for 4 months of filming. So Sony put that trust into Steve Kelso, Jack Gill, Andy Gill, the stunt coordinators behind it. They're like legends in the industry.
Yeah.
You got the best drivers, and then Jan as well, which is so cool because some people didn't realise that Jan is Jan.
Yeah.
That film just worked. We were going around the world to all these tracks playing. I had a 600 horsepower GTR as my safety car for the track. And we had a day off at Nürburgring. So what did we all do?
Just with track
We all
day.
went and hired a load of track day cars and went and just played. It's a movie like no other. That was, it's going to be a lot to beat that one, I think.
I think even for the sim racers, I think a lot of people was against, but it is normal. But I think going to be a movie that's going to be talk for generations.
Yeah.
Like for example, probably the first Fast and Furious that was a real street car movie. I think the last ones are a little bit
space on the
completely
last one,
different.
didn't
Yeah,
they?
we don't talk about it. But or the same thing with Rush, where you say I think the guy that portrayed Niki Lauda, he make better Niki Lauda than Niki Lauda will do it himself.
Yeah.
I think the whole story of the movie and everything. But on that movie, the cars was real or was CGI?
On which one?
The Rush.
So on Rush, it was quite clever. So they had some mule cars, we call them the mules. They were like Formula Fords and just all sorts of various single-seat or open-wheel cars that we would put camera rigs on and get to work. On some days where we did the big pit lane scenes, we would get the real cars.
Okay.
With like people, like billionaire owners that own these cars, and they would all come to set and they'd actually film it for real.
Okay, that's cool. Funny.
And then there was one day when Hunt's original MP4 12 came to the track for filming his car. Now we had Lauda came to set a couple of days, amazing. For obvious reasons, James Hunt couldn't come to set because obviously he's no longer with us. but his car did. So some of the scenes are his car, which is
that's
just
iconic. No,
yeah. It's like proper, and it's like in this industry, you kind of like you work with famous people, and you know like Nicky Lauda, Ron Howard's there. Everyone wanted a picture next to Hunt's car because that is the car, you know. So that movie was special because of that history, that icon in motorsport, and that what could be I know, is it the best era of Formula One? That time?
I didn't live it, so for me, my first memory of Formula One have to be a little bit probably some of the Williams, but I cannot say that it was with Nigel Mansell or Senna because I had 3-4 years old, so sometimes it is. But for me, it was beginning was like 97, 98 was when I started follow more motorsport, and my last race I went was 2019. The last race I went.
Where was that?
The Silverstone last one.
Okay.
And after that, I get disappointed with the cars. It was missing noise, was missing something, and
That's what I think with electric, like, and going back to Rallycross, when you watch 5 World Rallycross cars on the line, all with anti-lag going, and then normally Liam Duran just bombs it ahead of everyone and it pulls away like no one else does. But it's kind of like that sound is like mega. That is getting everyone ready. 5 ALS systems running at the same time.
For me, it's the maneuvers on the Rallycross.
Yeah.
I think it's some maneuvers when you take the curve, the apex more far away, but you're going to receive the hand because everyone is braking and you go behind them. And
there's some proper strategy to it.
Joker lap as well.
Joker lap, it's a lot of because you need to be quick. You need to think very quickly when you want to take the joker lap, because you don't know when the other one's going to take it. It can be an advantage to the other ones.
You can't make mistakes.
Exactly.
But it works for broadcasts because it's so short and sharp. That's why when we used to do Gymkhana Grid, Ken Block doing the Gymkhana Grid, so did a couple of years of that.
Done it too?
Yeah,
okay,
so that was great working on that. We do a lot with Monster, who are the most wonderful client ever, but Gymkhana Grid was one of the most competitive events ever because they're side by side it's like 60 seconds.
Okay.
And you could have someone up against Solberg, and if Solberg hits something and gets a penalty, someone else doesn't hit something. It's that tight. It's that Gymkhana Grid. It's a shame it's obviously not on because of Ken passing away. But I think that if and hopefully that does come back, that is such a competitive, fast motorsport to watch. Yeah. It's like so fast, literally short and sharp, 2 cars, boom.
Sometimes he said, I think sometimes he tends to extend too big. I think when it comes to Le Mans, I like to see Le Mans, but I don't think a lot of people will say the 24 hours there.
No.
A lot of people, I think they see the beginning, and after they go
it's a party.
do something, and after they come back to see what the results.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a great competition, but I think if you are there, yes, when it comes to broadcasting, I think tend a little bit to lose a little bit. And F1 these days when broadcasting is not there, I think it's missing. I think a lot of people like more Martin Bundle walking on the grid than the actual.
I've done 5 F1 events this year in the pit lane at each event, which is great. It's really exciting and cool. But if you want to watch F1, watch it on telly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because I was in the old pit lane at Spa for this year, and all I'm seeing is vroom, vroom. And I've actually got my iPad. I'm actually watching a race because
and if something happens, you are on one part of the track. You're never going to know.
No.
There's so many rules in it now, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's like Lewis touched that touched Max Verstappen's wing.
Oh, in Parc Ferme or something.
Yeah, the 50,000 pounds.
Is that necessary?
Yeah, but it's Parc Ferme. The
rules are the rules.
You never know what something. It's too much bureaucracy these days,
Yeah.
I see when I see them going on the pit lanes on F1 on the 80s. Imagine Senna coming, no pit limits, 200 kilometers per hour there.
James Hunt would light up a cigarette.
Yeah.
There was at one time when Hunt got out of his car on the grid and just went to the tyres and took a pee against the tyres and got back in the car again. And all the marshals bonkers time.
Or if you see the rallies in Portugal, if you see like Colin McRae, when you go to Portugal, it's with the escort and he's going near the end and it's just a sea of people. And he's trying to driving, and if you see when they go inside of his car, you just see people. You don't know the road. Imagine this.
Rally's a bit mental for that.
Yeah.
The fans are just, but that is, and it still happens a bit now.
That's what it is, though, isn't it?
I know, but it's great.
It's how it's known.
But if there's fatality, then it's going to really limit permissions.
Not so big as it used to be. It used to be before.
Yeah, the old Africa rallies when they're out in the I think it's like
Kenya.
Kenya. Yeah.
It's
just like
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Or Dakar. When you see Dakar that's coming now. Now Dakar is crazy. You go in the middle of the village sometimes, and people that don't know, and after people want to be near the cars and they jump near the car.
It must be scary for the drivers, though.
I think so.
One mistake and what?
Right, guys, let's wrap it. And for my part, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope that you guys enjoy it.
Will do. Thank you.